Now, please allow me to introduce Ambassador Mark Wallace, who will say a few words.
Thank you all. First of all, some thanks are in order. There are incredibly brave leaders in the world today, and we saw what happened when courage and conviction could lead to peace yesterday in the Middle East. And I want to applaud my government and the aligned governments for what happened yesterday in Gaza and in Israel. But I want to thank my friend Radek Sikorski, Prime Minister Tusk, because this would not have happened without their courage, leading NATO in defense spending, and their commitment to freedom. Our friends in Ukraine that are on the front lines of this battle every day. And of course, my great friend Tom Tugendhat and the great courageous colleagues that we have here in the UK. I also want to acknowledge someone in the audience, a close confidant of the president and my great friend. He came in for this, Bob Book, who has been in this fight on Iran. I embarrass us, Bob, because we say it's too long. But Bob, thank you for being here. And I know I want to thank you and the president for everything that you do. In June and October of 1944, a black, sinister drone rained onto Vincent Street, which I think is just close by, right? Yeah. Right here, and struck Westminster. 14 in Peckham seamstresses were killed, and they were killed by V1 buzz bombs, the doodlebug, as people in this country would have called that. Imagine pre-dawn or in the early morning hours of dawn, you would hear the pulsing jet of a V1 buzz bomb coming in until the silence came in, and you knew the bomb was about to strike. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the V1 buzz bomb of the day. And it's striking not just Ukraine, our friends in Ukraine, but it's being used and deployed against our NATO allies in Europe as they test our strength. And it is so important for this system to be here, as Tom said, in the House of Democracy, this epicenter of democracy in the United Kingdom, because of the courageous, brave people of the United Kingdom when they bore the brunt of a little over 6,000 V1 buzz bombs in 1944 and 1945. It's a brutal coincidence that Iran has sold some 6,000 of these Shahed-136 drones to Russia to strike against Ukraine. And let's be clear, it's an alliance in Russia of those that are aligned against all of us. It's North Korean soldiers, men and materiel. It's Iranian weapon systems and design. It's Chinese money and materiel. And we even learned recently that Yemeni and Iraqi militias are training and to fight with Vladimir Putin's Russia against Ukraine. This is a fight against all of us. And to have this weapon system so many years after this country bore the brunt of a weapon system that is eerily similar to the Shahed-136 is a powerful reminder. We were doing interviews before this struck and before we launched this event. Too many unintended puns there. And the anchor said, everybody knows about drones. And I think that we all do know, but we don't know. The reaction that we get from this drone system is when people think of drones, they think of these small, lethal little devices. This is a sinister, major weapon system that is raining by the thousands in Europe, and it is the true face of the Ayatollah. It is the true face of Vladimir Putin. When they say they don't harm, they don't go on offense, when they don't do things aggressively, everyone should remember this Shahed-136 as it is in the seat of democracy that opposed the V1 buzz bombs of 1944. We must oppose the V1 buzz bombs of today, the Shahed-136. I thank you all for allowing us to display it here. I worked here in the 1980s for the great Baroness Shepard, and it's an incredible honor to be back in a country that I love. Thank you all.